Badass Buckeye here talking about Scott Frost, coach of Nebraska. I don't know what to say. They went 3-9 last year, and today watching the Northwestern, that was horrible. You know, they were winning in that game at one time 14-3 and another time 28-17, just could not close the deal. Their defense is pretty bad. It's not as good as it was last year. Northwestern was able to move at will, running and passing the ball. So that's what's going to hold Nebraska down. Their running game is so-so. The way they played today, I cannot see them having a winning record. I cannot see Coach Frost being there at the end of the year. It's unfortunate because that was the hype all season, how Scott Frost was going to have a much better team. He was 3-9 last year, but it was the best 3-9 team ever. That's so funny. How can you be the best 3-9 team ever? It doesn't make any sense. It's impossible. It's just funny when you hear that. There's no way this team is better than last year, even with a new quarterback, Casey Thompson. Casey, he's a pretty good quarterback, good arm. He can move around, has a lot of mobility, plays a little bit of backyard football, but he's a playmaker. One thing about Casey Thompson, I watched that game today, there were a few bad passes. He played well enough to win, minus interceptions. If Nebraska's defense didn't play that darn bad, Casey might not have been in that position to make those interceptions, to make those had to make those passes, and he was forced to make passes because the defense was so bad. And that's probably what lost the game. The defense lost the game. Casey didn't help by throwing these interceptions. Of course, Nebraska had a critical fumble, gave the ball right back. And when Nebraska was up 2017, of course, he tried the onside kick, and that didn't work out because they just went right down. Northwestern went right down the field and scored. Let's go ahead and take a look at some plays by Casey. Here in the fourth quarter, Nebraska was up 28-24. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Drops back to pass. That interception right there, that ball was too far in front of the receiver. It was a bad pass. It looked like it was intended for the defensive back. So that play was pretty bad. We'll go ahead and take a look at another play. Here we are again, late in the fourth quarter with about 2 minutes left. Nebraska down by 31. Casey drops back to pass. Interception. It was behind the receiver. That last interception I showed you, it was too far in front of the receiver. This one was behind the receiver. That sealed the deal. You can see him waving his arm down here. There also was another play that I think it was a third down. It was an interception. He dropped back and he threw it to the receiver, and it was behind the receiver. Receiver, I think he cut left, and it was just too behind him. And then right after that play, Casey was like this. Like, how could you drop that? Well, number one, that was a very bad pass. So there was the three passes that I just spoke of. The game's not all on Casey, but obviously he's not a top caliber quarterback. He's definitely not a top five. He is a playmaker, he's a good quarterback. Put him on a good team with a good defense and a good running game, and he would do a lot better. But if you need Casey to carry a team for you, it's just not happening. He's not that kind of quarterback. I want to give Casey credit because he is a playmaker. If the defense wasn't so bad, he would not have been put in that position, that last pass that was intercepted. So you can win with Casey. You just can't win with Casey on that team. It's just going to be too hard. It doesn't look like Nebraska's going to have a winning record after the way they played today. Northwestern, they're a good team, but I wouldn't consider them a top 10 team. It's unfortunate that Scott Frost is on this team. I know it's just been in the news all offseason how he was going to do this and do that. And Nebraska, they had so many opportunities to close this game out. It's just mind-boggling how they weren't able to get the deal done. A lot of things on YouTube are talking about how the onside kick, ruined the game. That was just one of. There's many factors. There was also a fumble in the game that cost Nebraska big, that Northwestern was also able to capitalize. So unfortunately, that this game happened. Everyone was thinking that Scott Frost is going to be fired after this game, et cetera, et cetera. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen if they keep playing like this. Before I forget, I want to give credit to Northwestern. They played a hell of a game. They deserved to win. For all the Northwestern fans out there, it was a great game for you guys because you played hard enough and you deserve to win that victory. Go ahead and subscribe and like if you're interested in college football. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.